Love Among the Ruins is a brilliant film. This was released in 1975, directed by George Cukor, written by James Costigan, and stars Katharine Hepburn as Jessica and Laurence Olivier as Sir Arthur Granville-Jones. And Jessica is an older actress who once was in a relationship with a younger man, and he is now suing her for breach of promise. Now, according to the Goofs section on IMDb, only women could sue for breach of promise. I don't know anything about that. I'm just going to assume that that's the case, but that's just worth bearing in mind if you're watching this film. And Sir Arthur Granville Jones is actually somebody she once had a brief liaison with, I think several decades before this is set, and she doesn't recognize him, she doesn't remember, but of course he does, and he is her barrister, which gives him a very interesting position, and he's clearly still besotted with her, but she, of course, is completely oblivious to what happened. And honestly, it's a really interesting film. It's really unclear where it's going, particularly once we get to the courtroom scenes. And I'd say the courtroom scenes take up a good chunk of the second half of the film. The pacing is really great. They don't rush through anything, but it never feels like it's dragging either. And it's unclear what the outcome is going to be. I think one of the reasons this works so well, two reasons. One, the cast is obviously brilliant, and Hepburn and Olivier are just fantastic on screen together. But also, Jessica is a very likeable character, and I think that needed to be the case. Yes, there are times when she doesn't display the most kind or warm or welcoming personality, but she's really fascinating. And I really just loved watching Hepburn perform. Hepburn in the 70s is one of my favourite Hepburn eras, and it's like the role was made for her. It was just perfect. She did such a great job with it. And I really thoroughly enjoyed the actual narrative. We also have several other things that I love. It's set in London, and we have a few beautiful street scenes. The costumes are just stunning. Katharine Hepburn's costumes are gorgeous. This is set at the beginning of the 1900s, and her costumes are just some of the most beautiful I've ever seen. And the courtroom scene, I love courtroom dramas. And for me, the courtroom scenes were wonderfully done. Really thoroughly enjoyed this film. If you haven't seen it and you're a fan of any of the cast, or if the narrative sounds like your kind of thing, definitely check it out. I would be more than happy to watch Love Among the Ruins again. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. It sounded on paper like my kind of film, and honestly, it completely exceeded my expectations. Definitely one that's worth watching.